So, in today's video, I wanted to go over on how we can learn more faster and efficiently than using traditional methods. And I want to introduce you to something that's called just-in-time learning if you haven't heard of it already. And it's basically just trying to learn things as you need to learn them rather than learning in, for example, like a traditional environment as you would in a classroom. And in this two-part series, I'm going to just go over what just-in-time learning is, and then I'm going to show you how you can incorporate just-in-time learning directly into a traditional learning environment, like in a classroom or whatever. So if you're doing like university lectures, or you're in high school and you're just trying to study for any sort of exams that you're going on, I want to try and see if we can incorporate just-in-time learning into those sort of aspects. So let's start off with actually giving a definition about what actually is just-in-time learning. And I'm going to go and let's see if I can give a little bit of a diagram to explain. So we'll write out more. I'll go and explain what traditional learning is, because you probably already know what it is anyway. However, I should probably define it just so you know that I know what I'm talking about to some degree. So, traditional learning is essentially just classroom learning in a way. You're given a curriculum, and with that curriculum, you're expected to just learn the content, memorize a bunch of facts, and then in the end you'll be tested on it and you'll be given a grade. And then when you go away into any sort of workplace or to go and actually apply it, you have to reach back into your memory and try to see if you can remember that. And let's see if I can write this. So let's say, yeah, you've got term 1 stuff here. You've got 1 subject, 2 subject, 3 subject. You've got term 2. You call them semesters if you like, however they're set out for you. But each of them has a bunch of set tasks. And let's say that like only this one is relevant. You still have to go and actually go down the line and learn all of this stuff here. And you might need this down the line, but this is really the thing you want now. You have to wait. And by the time you get to this one here, you would have forgotten all the stuff up here anyway. So you have to continuously try to refresh yourself every single time to try and relearn it. And that gets quite frustrating because you don't really understand what you're going through. And that's the basic traditional methods. Just learn as you go. If you forget, so what? Doesn't matter at all. You can forget about it and we don't care because we get the money anyways. So that's the traditional method. It's essentially just learning everything in one go. But what about just in time? How is that different from a traditional method? Well, in fact, if you're very familiar with Google and you Google a lot of your answers to specific problems, like if you're solving a technical issue with your computer, you probably search up what the issue is. And what you're actually doing there is just-in-time learning. It's just learning when you need to learn. So that includes stuff like online courses, like Google as well. And then it's just, what else can you do? Yeah, online courses, Google, you got web forums as well. You can find lots of weird stuff on there as well that's actually quite useful. It's everything that you can do pretty much in your own time. And most of just-in-time learning now has come about due to the advent of computers, because it's made it so much easier to just pull up information when you need it and just go off and do the work as you need, which has made it so much more convenient for people and has also allowed most of the stuff that we need to learn to be online. So hey, that's why some careers that you go into, you don't actually need to go via a traditional degree. You can just do it just in time. You can just learn it as you need. It's like, I know specifically a lot of technology places and companies, they want people to learn just in time. because then they can control what's going on. You learn as you go with practical applications. Most traditional courses don't do that. It's just learn the stuff and then go ahead. But with all these tech companies, they want you to learn just in time. Like you've probably, if you've done coding to some degree, you probably know that there's stuff like LeetCode where you've got to go online and do a bunch of practice problems to go into these jobs specifically. And the reason why it's so good is because you're learning as you go. Instead of going and learning all the individual concepts, you're learning how to do something. These are the processes. Do this. And you're actually learning how to properly do them rather than just learning concepts and then just trying to figure them out when you actually get into the workplace. So that's the difference between the two. And I would, out of all of them, I would definitely choose just in time over most of it, because what you're doing is essentially you learn the content, then you immediately apply, and then that helps you to remember it. And if you need to, you can always go back and relearn the stuff, or just keep doing a cycle to remember it. However, over on the traditional side, which gets a bit more frustrating, it is learn, remember, and then apply. And the problem is, when you're right here, you have to wait like many years to be able to actually learn the stuff. So you might not even be able to apply it and actually remember it. Because when you apply stuff, you actually remember it much better. Which is why just-in-time learning is so much better than doing it traditional way. So that's the differences between them. And I hope I've illustrated why just-in-time is going to be the best for most people to get stuff done. Because it just allows you to remember it better. But now, what you might be asking is, I'm in a traditional course. And I've paid all this money and I want to be able to get through it. And I want to learn it in the same way that we've done over here. But I want to also get a degree to go along with it. And I get that. This is where most of the stuff is at anyway. So how can we apply the just-in-time methods to the traditional ones? And that's what I'm going to show you in the next video, to go over how we can apply just-in-time methodology into our traditional methods to learn much more effectively.